January and April one. Is there any comments on any of those minutes? If there are none, I would take a motion to approve the January, April, August, and September Planning Commission minutes. Is there a second? All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed by nay.
Mr. President, I don't think I'm on here. I don't have a little red. Yes, I did get it.
All right, so that motion carries. First item, there is no continuance request, no continued business. So first item on the docket is number 2020-39 RP, Fritz Meyer Plat, 3801 Old Well Run, petition for replat to allow for a lot D3 of section 1 in the Holiday Farm subdivision to be removed from the requirements of lot configuration in subarea F and adhere to the requirements in the subarea G as reflected on the plat of Holiday Farm section 1 located in the Planned Unit Development Zoning District. Is the petitioner present?
Yes.
Please step to the podium, state your name and address, please.
And Mr. Franz, just pausing here, do we want to ask the audience, if there's any audience members that would like their attendance known, please raise your hand in the virtual world and we will get that taken care of.
Did you?
Mr. Franz, Sally Zalonis has raised her hand. And that is all at this time.
All right. Any notice requirements on this one?
Yes, they would have published notice, provided personal notice. We do have a waiver of the, unless, I don't have the file right here in front of me.
Did you notice with first class mail or registered?
First class.
Okay. So we need a waiver to allow for first class mail for the notice on this item. Is there a motion?
Second.
All in favor, signify by aye.
Aye.
All right, you may proceed.
My name is Steve Fritz. That's my wife, Joan there. We have lived in Zionsville for more than 30 years right now. 27 years in the Thornhill subdivision. And currently we live at 8825 Stonewick Way, which is a house rental in Zionsville. We've been there for 3 years and looking forward to building. We have 2 children. One of them is living in Zionsville, and the other has bought a lot in Holiday Farms as well. So we purchased a lot D3 in Holiday Farms, and there are some challenges with this lot. And if you, and I assume that you have Exhibit 2 in your packet. It's kind of a aerial view of, yes, that. You can see my lot, which is 3801. And the challenges with this lot, all the lots on this right side of the street are basically 80-foot wide lots. And the challenge with my particular lot is if you, and this is to the north, okay, west, east, south. And if you look to the east, in the back of my lot, you'll see that there is a creek that kind of turns inward towards the back of my lot. So that limits how far my lot can go back. And if you notice in the front of my lot, you'll see that the road curves in the front of my lot. So even though the lot price is the same as everybody else's lot price and the width is the same, the front to back dimension is the least or the smallest in the whole side of that road. And so it makes it challenging to build on. So I have my architect, Steve Goldberg. We actually came up with 3 different plans, trying to limit the footprint as much as possible. and still maintain a 3-car garage, which I feel is essential for, the price point of this home. And so what I'm proposing is that we move from sub-area F to sub-area G. And what that does is sub-area F, which I am currently in, has a 25-foot setback in the front, whereas G has a 20-foot setback in the front. And the rear setback is for F 25 foot, and the rear setback for G is 10 foot. Well, and you can see the site plan of what we finally came up with, which is Exhibit 7. And that shows what the floor plan would be in sub-area G. And so basically, the house goes over the setbacks 8.5 foot in sub-area F that I am currently in. My proposal is to move the house 5 foot forward, because I talked to both my neighbors on my left and right and see what their concerns were and told them what I was trying to do. And all the, I guess the views are out the back. The golf course is out the back, the trees, the creeks, the ponds, etc. So they're both concerned about their vision out the back. So what I would like to do is move the house 5 foot forward to that 20-foot line. And due to the curvature of the road, moving that 5 foot forward, I would still not be in front of my neighbors due to the curve in the road. And that 5 foot only involves a portion of the garage, if you look on here. So it only the south and west corner of the garage goes up to that 20-foot line. So it's not like a majority of the house is forward. By doing that 5 foot forward, I then only have 3.5 foot on the back of the house that goes over the original G, or the original F requirement. So talk to my neighbors on both sides. The one neighbor said that's fine, 3.5 foot we can live with. Neighbor to the north, he says, we want to be good neighbors. I don't know much about building. I'll leave it up to my builder. So their builder is Gradison. He wanted me to talk to Brooks Longfellow of Gradison, and I did, explained it to him, sent him the site plan. And so he didn't think that was going to be an issue. If he's on there, he could, if he has anything to say, he could say. Also went to Phil Sunling at Hankey Development, along with my architect, and explained everything to him. And he understands the issues with the lot and is agreeable. Hankey development group was agreeable to those changes. That's basically it. So in summary, I want to change it from sub-area F to sub-area G. As a result, move the house forward 5 foot and have 3.5 foot in the back, which would go over the original building line, but well within the sub-area G requirement.
All right, thank you very much. At this time, is there anybody in the public who'd like to comment on this matter? Anybody raise their hand online?
Mr. Franz, there are no hands raised.
All right, thank you, Wayne. Can we have the staff report then, please?
Thank you. Staff is supportive of the petition as it's been filed and discussed this evening. The factors that we're hearing about, I think, are going to be items that we discuss here and again over the next few years. This is a great solution that's been proposed and has been proposed previously. Some of the lots in this neighborhood are very uniquely shaped, and certainly this manor that's being proposed this evening allows for a home of comparable size to the neighbors' homes that are going to be built to facilitate the overall streetscape that's intended in the overall development. With all those thoughts in mind, staff is supportive of the petition as it's been filed and presented, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
All right, thank you, Wayne. At this point, is there any questions from any of the members of the Plan Commission? If there are none, is there a motion on this matter?
I move that docket 2020-39-RP replat to allow for Lot D3 of Section 1 in the Holiday Farm subdivision be vacated from the requirements of the lot configuration of sub-area F, replat it in a manner that establishes sub-area G as the applicant's requirements, with the requirements being reflected on the recorded plat of Holiday Farm, Section 1, located in the plan unit development zoning district, be approved based on findings established at the public hearing. As presented.
Second.
There's a second? Any further discussion? None? All in favor signify by aye. Aye. Opposed by nay? Motion carries.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Stay safe. There's a lot more COVID out there with being out in the hospitals. Thank you.
Next on the docket is 2020-40 MP, Eric Hand, Twin Oaks minor plat, 11755 East 500 South, petition for minor plat approval for the establishment of 2 lots in the RSF2 Urban Residential Zoning District. Petitioner present, please state your name and address.
Good evening. Name is Eric Hand, and my wife Tina Hand is also with us. Address 11755 East 500 South, Zionsville 46077. I think I need, as a point of order, I think I need also the waiver on the mailing. We use first class mail.
Thank you for reminding me. Is there a motion to accept first class, to allow for the acceptance of first class mail in the notice? Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed by nay? Okay, please proceed.
Okay, we're here to request the approval from the commission for the minor plat that's been submitted and the other documentation as well. What we're doing, my wife is a Zionsville native all her life. I moved in about 55 years ago, so we've been in the community, and our current residence, we built it in 1986, and we would basically like to retire in place where we're at now, other than it's a 2-story with stairs and so forth. So in the last couple of years, Tina had a couple of hip replacements, so that kind of opened our eyes a little bit about, shall we say, elder years or more elderly friendly facilities in the ongoing years. So what we've got is about 1.4 acres. The current house sits on the back part of the acreage. So the concept is to build our own private residence for retirement years on the front portion. And we have currently 2 parcels. The second parcel is not buildable. It's a long, narrow strip. So we're trying to reconfigure the 2 parcels into 2 other parcels, one with the existing house and one is the building site for the proposed new house. So as it's laid out there, both lots will be approximately 7/10 of an acre. The new house will be on sewer service provided by Trico, regional sewer utility, hence making that lot buildable. That will come from the south cul-de-sac of Austin Oaks, extending on 500 South and then going east, basically to serve our proposed lot. In full transparency, I'll share that I've been on the Trico Regional Board of Trustees as a Boone County representative for almost 20 years. So now that doesn't give me a discount, I'll let you know that. But it does give me some background on the sewer and what's in what service area and what's available and that type of thing. So there was a letter submitted that they do have capacity and it's available to be served. But anywhere along the line here, if you have questions, go ahead and speak up, or we can hold until the end either way. So we do plan to live there. We're not building a spec house. I guess I'll share that my son would have first dibs on the existing residence. He also was a Zionsville graduate, and we'd welcome having them as neighbors. So, in the spirit of brevity, I'll pause and open it up for questions from you.
Okay, at this point in time, is there anybody from the public who'd like to comment on this matter?
Mr. Franz, there are no hands raised.
All right, you can sit down. I mean, I'll take the staff report. Wayne, staff report, please.
Thank you. Staff is supportive of the petition as it's been presented this evening. This petition represents several unique items, including a variance that was secured about a year ago or so related to attachment, related to septic sanitary conversations, water conversations that are reviewed in your staff report. And certainly this site is unique in that it's comprised of two parcels, and there's certain rights when a parcel is comprised of more than one parcel, if you will. And certainly that conversation is being leveraged as a part of this plat, and certainly the configuration you see is a result of that. Staff is comfortable with the configuration. The configuration conforms with the ordinance, given that the parent parcel, if you will, that's the remainder is what's going to be built on. It's the parent parcel that has the existing residence on that site. There's some language that we would suggest being added to the plat just to solidify this for future buyers. But other than that, staff is supportive of the petition as it's been presented and filed, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
All right, thank you, Wayne. At this point in time, is there any questions, comments from any of the members of the planning commission?
So is the existing house currently served
I guess you'll need to come back.
from the adjoining parcel? Is that what we're seeing?
Wayne, what was the question again?
It looks like the existing residence, the driveway is off the adjoining parcel. Is that?
Yes, the current residence has a permanent easement on the adjoining property for ingress and egress. It's recorded at the county, supported by deeds, and has been in use ever since we built there in '86. The proposed new lot will not change any of the existing use of the drive. It will have its own separate drive, so we're not adding another house to the common drive, nor are we changing any physical aspect of the current house relative to the driveway or even the current utilities. So both houses will be independent utility service wise as well.
But then am I seeing is there like a 20-foot strip that's then being retained by the rear parcel for access out to 500 South?
Yes, it's primarily to provide a future sewer line in the event they want to change over to sewer. That's to accommodate access for that house for future utility purposes.
Any other questions? If there are none, is there a motion on this matter?
I move that docket 2020-40-MP minor plat, petition for minor plat, approval for the establishment of two lots in the RSF-2 urban residential zoning district be approved based on the findings in the staff report and the recommendation of the town engineer, based, approved, wait a minute, I lost it there, approved on based of findings of fact as presented.
Second.
There's a conditionally approved, is that, Wayne, was that the appropriate wording?
Well, all plats are conditionally approved, so yeah.
Okay, all right, okay. There was a second. Is there any further discussion? All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed by nay. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next item on the docket. 2020-41 DP RLL Racing, 10815 Creek Way Drive, petition for development plan approval to allow for the construction of a 100,000 square foot racing headquarters and building with associated improvements in the PUD planned unit development. Petitioner is online, I understand. Are they prepared to start?
I'm promoting Ashton Fritz as a panelist.
All right.
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
All right. Get my screen back here.
Before we start, did you make notice with first class mail or did you use registered mail?
Yes, it was via first class mail.
All right, so we need is there a motion to waive the requirement for registered mail for notice on this matter?
So moved.
Second. All in favor, signify by aye.
Aye.
All right, you may proceed.
All right. Thank you very much, members of the Plan Commission and staff, for the opportunity to present tonight. For the record, my name is Ashton Fritz with Fritz Engineering. Office is located at 14020 Mississinawa Drive in Carmel, 46033. We're excited to be part of the Ray Hall Letterman Lanigan Racing Team Headquarters project and have the opportunity to present the development plan petition to you tonight. Joining us tonight virtually are members of the development team from RLL, Rainier Construction, and Architectural Alliance. The RLL project site is located at the northeast corner of 106th Street and Creek Way within the Creekside Corporate Park, more specifically lots 13 and 14 within the park. Overall, the project is approximately 10.4 acres, bordered on the west by on the east by Bennett Technology Park, Lot 12 of the Creekside Corporate Park to the north, Creek Way and Lot 11 of the park to the west, and 106th Street and the former Lids facility to the south. The project site is located within the Creekside Corporate Park PUD, which was most recently updated in early 2020. And within the PUD, this site is part of Subarea D, which lists automotive racing team as a permitted use. The site, as proposed, includes approximately 100,000 gross square feet of enclosed building area, including a variety of internal uses such as office space, visitor and display areas, interior truck/transport vehicle storage, race team control center, diagnostic and testing equipment, among others. Parking for the site will include 3 general areas. As noted, the internal racing vehicle and equipment transport trucks are provided along the north side of the building. Overhead doors will allow access to the fully enclosed area. Employee parking will be provided in the rear or east side of the building. There's about 100 parking spaces provided there for current and future employees. Visitor parking will be provided along the front or the west side of the building. Access from Creek Way will provide visitors with a track-inspired counterclockwise drive to the visitor parking and the front entrance. The bulk zoning standards within the PUD and supporting zoning code are being met and no zoning variances are being sought. Stormwater management for the developed site will be provided through a number of on-site facilities, including pervious pavement, vegetated infiltration swales, stormwater collection inlets and pipes, and stormwater detention basins. These measures have been chosen and incorporated into the design in accordance with the low impact development guidelines provided within the Creekside Corporate Park PUD, as well as the town's stormwater technical standards. Utility services to the building will be provided by existing mains along Creek Way as installed with the corporate park and or paralleling 106th Street. There are no proposed open cuts along Creek Way, along 106th Street. Landscape preservation and improvements are provided in accordance with the requirements of the code. We do note that staff has included in the report the potential to add additional landscaping along 106th Street, and we will work with staff on that area. Lastly, since the project is located within 2 lots, both 13 and 14 of Creekside Corporate Park, there is a replat petition also filed for administrative review to combine those 2 into a single lot. With that, I'd like to turn the presentation over to Dustin Todd with Architectural Alliance for more on the building architecture. Dustin, can you get access? Looks like he's there.
Yes, thank you, Ashton. Yeah, I just wanted to briefly discuss the design of the building itself.
Can you state your name and address, please?
Oh, yes, of course. Dustin Todd with Arch All, 49 East 3rd Avenue, Columbus, Ohio. We really wanted this building to represent Ray Hall Letterman Lanigan as a company, that they're technical and sophisticated and fast, and the colors of the building to really play off of the RLL logo and their branding colors themselves, with a mix of brick, metal panel, glass, and ACM. We did hear staff's recommendations with potential to explore more brick over the ACM, which we're happy to work with staff to discuss that. And we also heard the comments regarding the height of the dumpster enclosure to bring that down to meet code at 8 feet, which is not an issue. And also with the height of the entry sign, which we really believe to be an identifier to the entry of this site. It's the only place that the full name of the company is listed. The other signs on the building only show the logo itself. We also believe this is where a great place for the address of the building itself. And lastly, the massing of the building is really reflective of the program inside, and with a little bit of a focus on that main entry as a bit of a wow factor for that main public entry. And to discuss the interior a little bit, I wanted to turn it over to Piers Phillips with RLL.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes, good evening. Sorry about that. Yeah, good evening, everyone. My name is Piers Phillips. I'm president of Ray Hall Letterman Lanigan Racing. Firstly, I hope everybody's safe and well, and thank you for your time tonight. Some of you may know me, some of you may not, but obviously want to talk about the use of the building. Obviously, as a lot of you will know, we are a long-time IndyCar team and a long-time IMSA sports car team. And we're looking at, obviously, Creekside Park for our new race team and corporate headquarters. Within the building, we will run our corporate entity and also our 2 race teams, where we will service, maintain, build our race cars. We will have, we're looking between 80 and 100 staff currently. We will also have our commercial department and our marketing department, who are responsible for the important part of going out and gathering the money to allow us to go racing. We will also have a presentation facility where we can engage with our partners and the community and various educational facilities in an inclusive manner to try and bring try and bring our partners closer to not only RLL, but to Zionsville and to the community. As I think it was just, as it was spoken, this is a very, very high-end, very forward-thinking opportunity for RLL, and something that we're very excited to be part of. I think I covered everything. If anybody has any questions.
All right, hold on for that right now. We're going to see if there's anybody in the public who'd like to make a comment on this matter. If you do, please raise your hand online.
Mr. Franz, there are no hands raised.
All right. At this point, Wayne, can we have the staff report, please?
Certainly. Staff is supportive of the petition as it's been filed. This represents a decent amount of work to get to this point, both from the applicant's petition as well as staff's review, a number of conversations back and forth, producing the report that's in front of you this evening. Again, the staff is supportive of the petition as it's been filed. We do make comments related to the Community Development Corporation's review of the architecture, some different points as addressed by the petitioner's representative this evening. Specific to the sign, there's any number of ways to manage that conversation. The project itself is potentially that is could be permitted as a wall, and the copy that's on the sign is literally the sign itself. There's a number of ways to manage that conversation. The final way to manage that is to simply amend the PUD to address the features of the structure itself. So certainly staff does not see this as the end all be all in this particular moment. We can work through and work through this in a dialogue. But again, staff is supportive of the petition as it's been filed this evening. I'm happy to answer any questions.
All right, thank you, Wayne. At this point, is there any, I'll open up to members of the Planning Commission for any comments, questions?
Yeah, I'm curious. I see you have parking, but I can't figure out, it's not clear to me. I assume it must be on the south side of the building, but I don't see a lane for people to drive back to the back parking lot. See what I mean?
Yeah. Roger, could you promote somebody from the team?
Second entrance.
Yes, I've promoted Ashton Fritz.
Yeah, I'm sorry, the computer was switching over from attendee to presenter during that question. Could you repeat the question?
Yes. How do the workers get into their parking lot?
Yeah, if you're looking at the site plan, so currently there's access shown off of Creekway, which has a one-way drive, which is counterclockwise. Up on the, if you're looking at the architectural site plan, it would be closer to the left side. There's a reddish colored drive that connects to the back area, which will include the truck court there and then access to the employee parking. The development team is working on securing access in from the east. And those negotiations are ongoing to provide a secondary access into that area, which would also be gated and secured.
So what you're saying is you're negotiating to get an access drive from the property over to Bennett Parkway?
Correct.
But that hadn't been secured as of yet?
Not as of yet, no.
And that would be the primary access point for team semis, so forth. Truck, my point is most of the traffic would be coming in off of Bennett then.
Yeah, that would be the preferred entrance and exit for those.
I guess my general question, is there a reason they aren't bringing it off of Creekway?
From a truck maneuvering standpoint, the entrance into Creekway from 106th Street coming from the east, with the median there and the width provided is somewhat problematic. It's very, very tight. And then to separate, the visitor area, since we are on two lots, there is a secondary planned cut on Creekway, but it's right in the apex of that curve, which makes that turning movement for the trucks. They'll be essentially turning left and then having to make a 90 to 120 degree turn to the right to get back to that point. It's preferred to give them more of a direct access, and that's why the development team's working with in the adjacent property owners to secure access from the east.
Any other questions?
I'd like to point out to the Plan Commission, you do have color samples in front of you this evening. If anybody would like to have a closer look at those, but those are actual material samples of what would be applied to the skin of the building. The skin of the building.
Other question I have is regarding the fencing details. So is the 8-foot fencing around just the truck lot, or is it around both the truck and the employee lot?
Yes, it's around the truck and the employee lot. It reconnects in what would be the southeast corner of the building and wraps around to the east, up the east property line, and then north of the truck lot, and then turns south again and connects into the northwest corner of the building.
Any additional questions?
I guess my other question is, what site plan are we approving? The site plan you've got part of the drawing, I'm looking at drawing C303, 401, is different than the one you've got in the renderings package. Exhibit number 6, drawing 6.
Yeah. The difference is the dumpster locations were relocated in the architectural exhibit drawing 06, the architectural site plan. They were relocated up to the east side of the property, north of the truck court area. And that is the preferred location. The change was made shortly before all the engineering drawings were resubmitted. So the engineering drawings have not been fully updated yet to reflect that dumpster location. Everything else should be the same.
So the drawing we're approving is the one as part of the renderings, the colored renderings.
That's correct.
Any additional questions? None. I think this is going to be a unique and exciting addition to Creekside. So I think we've got a lot of work on this, and I think it's something to look forward to. With that, is there a motion?
I move that.
Go ahead.
Okay. Move the docket 2020-41-DP to allow development plan approval of a 100,000 gross square feet racing headquarters building in the Creekside Corporate Park Plan Unit Development be approved based on the findings of fact Based on the findings in the staff report, staff recommendation is submitting findings of fact as presented and subject to resolution of outstanding review items identified by the town engineer in Exhibit 6 of the staff report.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? If not, all in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed by nay. Motion carries 7-0. Welcome to Zionsville. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
At this point in time, there's nothing else on the docket. Is there anything else to bring up, discuss?
Just very briefly on the form-based code effort, we shortlisted 3 consulting firms. We looked to interview them here at the end of the month. We had a total response of 10 different companies interested in providing services to Zionsville related to potential form-based code. So just a quick update for you all on that topic.
All right, thank you, Wayne. At this point in time, I'll entertain a motion for adjournment.
I move to adjourn.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
We're adjourned.